Most people on Ozempic are taking double the dose than they actually need to, dealing with nausea, exhaustion, hair falling out, and they're still plateauing. Why? Because nobody ever taught them how to properly eat. Today, I'm gonna show you guys the budget-friendly Sam's Club items that I actually recommend to our patients that help them stay on lower doses while still getting better results. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Dr. Jones DC, and I coach thousands of patients on GLP-1 meds every single day. This passion of mine is deeply rooted because I lost over 100 pounds myself, struggled for dang near a decade to figure out how to maintain that weight loss, and now I work with my medical practitioners helping people like you do the same. You see, here's the thing. 70% of people gain back all their weight when they stop these medications, not because the medication failed, but because they never really learned which foods actually work with the medication to help fix their metabolism. See, when you eat the right foods while implementing proper lifestyle interventions like strategic fasting, resistance training, sleep optimization, your body becomes more sensitive to the medication. You'll literally need less. And I see this sort of thing all the time. It's very standard in our practice that people stay on lower doses throughout their entire weight loss program, around 0.75 milligrams of semaglutide or around 5 milligrams of tirzepatide.
You ready to go?
Let's go, baby. All right, so Sam's Club. I tell myself it's fancier than Walmart, but let's be honest, we're all just here because of the bulk prices.
Baby, did you hear that they just recently reformulated a lot of their products, or they are in the process of doing that?
Yeah, the Members Mark. Members Mark is actually reformulating a lot of their products right now, removing artificial dyes, aspartame, high fructose corn syrup. This matters because cleaner ingredients likely means better medication response.
Do you want to start with breakfast? The meal that we never eat.
I know, well, intermittent fasting lifestyle, yeah, absolutely. So most people's biggest mistake actually happens before 9 a.m. Let me show you the breakfast combo that keeps our patients satisfied until lunch without ever having to increase their GLP-1 dose. First up, and this price is going to blow your mind, pasture-raised eggs at Sam's Club. $5.92 for 18 eggs. This is the only wholesale club that I've seen that sells pasture-raised eggs. And at this price, it beats a lot of the grocery store pricing.
It's cheaper than grocery store cage-free eggs.
Wow, that's amazing. Most people don't even check the pasture raised because they assume that they're more expensive. But here's what matters most for your medication journey. When you crack these bad boys open, and wait, this is wild. The orange yolk actually contains something called astaxanthin. This is the same compound that makes flamingos pink. One of nature's most powerful antioxidants. It's actually 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C. You're also getting twice the omega-3s, 3 times the vitamin E, and 7 times the amount of beta carotene. Sarah, one of our PCOS patients, actually switched to these bad boys. She went from losing 2 to 3 pounds a month to losing 2 pounds a week. Same dose of her medication, just better nutrition. See, when you're on GLP-1s, you're eating less volume, right? So every single thing needs to count. These eggs right here contain 6 grams of complete protein, which means it contains all of the amino acids that your body needs. Think of amino acids as the basic building blocks of your body. Your body needs amino acids for tissue building and repair, among so many other things. They're also chock full of fat-soluble vitamins that help your body respond better to the medication.
Let's get 2 this time. I want to make some quiche this weekend.
Yeah, let's do it. We go through these bad boys so fast. We do about 12 eggs for breakfast when we're not fasting.
You mean you. You're the egg hoarder. I don't eat that many.
Okay, probably more like 8 or 10 for me, right? Seriously, pro tip though, if you're doing just egg whites, stop. Stop that right now. The yolk is where all the nutrition is at. You ever see bodybuilders smile when they're slamming down those massive egg white omelets? No, you don't, because at the end of the day, egg yolks taste so much better. I got a question for you guys. Have you been overpaying for these cage-free eggs this entire time? Drop it in the comments and let me know because I'm curious if I was the only one that was super surprised here. Now pair these with the eggs that we just showed you and you've got yourself a perfect GLP-1 breakfast. No, you don't need those expensive $8 protein drinks from Whole Foods, but you do need yogurt that doesn't secretly spike your insulin. Oikos 000, 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, 0 fat, 15 grams of protein.
The mixed berry is my favorite. This one.
I thought the vanilla was your favorite.
I'm not boring.
Yeah, you're switching things up on me, I don't know. But anyways, check this out. Regular healthy yogurt has about 18 to 20 grams of sugar. Most people have no idea that they're eating dessert for breakfast. I see this with patients constantly. They come in, food diary looks perfect, but they're eating healthy vanilla yogurt or berry yogurt, and that's 18 grams of sugar before 9 a.m. When you're on GLP-1s and you're eating less volume, those sugar bombs hit different. They spike your insulin, and in many cases, I've seen it's the patients that are eating more sugar and overall more carbohydrates that needed higher doses of their GLP-1s to hit that sweet spot. AKA less sugar likely means lower doses. 15 grams of protein per cup. When patients have one of these with their eggs, the ones that we just grabbed, that's almost 30 grams of protein before 9 a.m. with zero added sugar. High protein meals are always the best way to start your day off.
I've been eating these forever, but I like to add like a spoonful of chia seed to give it some crunch and a little bit of fiber.
I've seen you eat those. Those are pretty good.
Amazing.
Yeah. And even with those add-ons, you're still under 5 grams of sugar total. Compare that to the regular yogurt parfait, 30, 40 grams of sugar, easy. You see, when your blood sugar is stable like this, your body doesn't panic, the medication can actually do a better job, and likely, you could say, at lower doses. Sarah, one of our PCOS patients, was having regular yogurt every morning. She switched to these bad boys right here. She changed nothing else. She started losing weight consistently again. Let's get 2 packs, babe.
Yeah.
Cool. Under $9 for 12 cups, you can't beat it. And listen, if the stevia tastes weird at first, give it 2 weeks. Your taste buds need time to reset. After a month, regular yogurt starts tasting much better. So those are some solid breakfast items. Eggs and yogurt, under 5 grams of sugar, 25 plus grams of protein, keeps you full for hours. Truthfully, you can eat these items any time of the day, which is nice because I advocate for an intermittent fasting lifestyle. And when it comes to intermittent fasting, breakfast is the easiest meal to skip when doing so. If you're finding this information helpful and you like the idea of staying on lower doses of your GLP-1 medications like our patients do, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we drop videos like this twice per week showing exactly how to maximize your GLP-1 weight loss results. Now here's where most people completely mess up on GLP-1s. They think they need to avoid high fat in their protein sources, but fatty animal products, that's where the magic is. This section right here, this is how you can stay satisfied on half of the GLP-1 dose that everybody else needs. Look at this. Most people on GLP-1s go for the leanest meat possible, thinking that fat is the enemy. This right here, this is Members Mark organic ground beef, 85/15. But honestly, if you're just starting out, regular grain-fed beef is totally fine. Actually, it might be better initially because the primary goal when you're starting out on your weight loss journey should be to become more insulin sensitive. And one of the best ways to do that is to replace your carbohydrate intake with quality fat and continue keeping your protein intake high.
Didn't you used to live off of this when you lost all your weight on the 100 pounds?
Yeah,
the first time?
Yeah, it's only been one time, but here's the thing, 96.4 ground turkey. Oh man, 20 years ago when I was 18, back in Orange County, California, I'd buy pounds of the ground turkey every single week, plain, dry, measured it down to the ground.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
Oh, it was awful. Oh, just 6 more ounces of dried turkey breasts. I'd lose 50 pounds every single spring, every pre-summertime. I'd be doing this by cardio twice a day, counting every macro, living off of that stuff, steamed broccoli, you know the deal. Then by winter, I'd regain all that weight back. 8 or 9 years of this vicious cycle. The thing is, I didn't understand insulin resistance back then. Nobody talked about metabolic health. It was all calories in, calories out. I would white knuckle myself through these brutal diets, lose weight, regain it back, because that approach was completely unsustainable. The game changer though was discovering intermittent fasting when I was 22 years old. Suddenly, I wasn't obsessing over every single meal. Then I started pushing it to prolonged fasting, and that's when I finally achieved stability in my weight. That's when everything clicked. Now I teach our patients how to eat with their hormones and not against them. Speaking of which, Jessica, one of our patients, she lost 35 pounds, but her DEXA scan showed 15 pounds of it was muscle. She was eating lean protein only, destroyed her metabolism. We actually switched her to 85/15 beef, got her to 150 grams of protein a day. We added some solid resistance training where we really taught her how to build muscle. The term is hypertrophy training. She actually gained back 8 pounds of muscle while losing another 10 pounds of fat at the same GLP-1 medication dose. Pro tip, cook all 5 pounds at once with just salt and pepper, divide it up, taco meat, solid protein, quick scrambles all week long. This one habit is a big part of why our patients often don't need constant dose escalations. While we're talking meal prep, here's the budget hack that nobody mentions. Chuck roast. Hands down, the best budget protein hack. Throw it in a slow cooker with maybe salt, pepper, some beef bone broth. 8 hours later, falls apart with a fork.
You always said that you'll cook, but you never do it. I'm only one cooking in the house.
It always sounds like a good idea, like I want to be sweet and romantic, and then I actually think about doing it, and then I have a problem with that.
The chuck roast is really easy because you can turn it into so many different recipes.
Yeah, seriously, the way you make it is definitely better, baby. Let's be honest here. I actually love that Indian style of yours. But this cut has more fat than those expensive lean cuts. The fat renders down, keeps you satisfied for hours. Pro tip, save the drippings, refrigerate them, and use that fat for cooking eggs. 3 pounds of roast feeds us for at least 4 meals, if not 5, under $4 per meal. You can't beat it. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room here, or I should say, the chicken in the plastic.
Maybe they just brought out some fresh ones too.
Totally. I think probably that's the fresher one, yeah? Perfect timing. No, you don't need to spend hours meal prepping chicken every Sunday, but you do need ready protein that won't sabotage your insulin. Look, if you're on a budget and this is the difference between eating high quality protein or some ultra processed garbage, get the chicken every single time. But if you can afford fresh chicken and you have time to cook it, then great, that's ideal. Don't stress, do what's best at that point in your life and don't overthink it.
We get these maybe once a month.
Yeah, I'd say give or take when it gets pretty crazy. Yeah, when life gets crazy, these things come in a pinch. Maria, one of our marketing executive patients, grabs one every Sunday night, pulls off all the meat, divides it into containers, protein for the whole week, under $5. The key is don't eat it straight from the hot plastic, let it cool off, transfer it down to glass containers.
We still have some chicken at home, don't we?
I think we do.
Okay, well, you don't need it.
Here's why this matters for low doses. When you have ready-to-eat protein always available, you don't get desperate. See, desperation leads to bad choices. Bad choices lead to eating highly processed foods, which are more inflammatory and spike your blood sugar, all of which may lead to needing higher medication doses. So that's your protein sorted. Grass-fed or grain-fed beef, chuck roast for easy days, and rotisserie for emergency backup. But here's the thing, success or failure on GLP-1s often comes down to what happens between your meals. So let me show you the snacks that actually work with you. Chomps versus Members Mark beef sticks. Most people walk right past these, but they're total game changers. Okay, so Chomps, $19.98 for 24 sticks. Members Mark beef sticks, $12 for 12 sticks. Same price. Did you know that Chomps recently changed their formula? They removed the cultured celery powder.
Isn't that what was causing a lot of issues for our patients?
That's right. We had this patient that kept getting bloated from these, and that actually probably was the reason why. They literally just changed it, no announcement or anything. The little formula improvements are what matters when you're trying to heal your metabolism. Less artificial ingredients means less inflammation, better medication response. Both are grass-fed, 10 grams of protein, 0 sugar. I slam these between patient calls all the time.
I lived off of these when driving to Texas this last trip.
Yeah, you eat like a bunch at the same time.
I did. So easy.
Gas station hot dogs versus these, there's no comparison. Most people never even consider this, but it changed everything for us. Pecorino Romano cheese. This is sheep's milk cheese, not cow's milk. Locatelli brand, the real deal from Italy.
I found a new way to use the cheese. You can grate it on broccoli, steamed broccoli, and makes it cheesy broccoli.
I know, that freaking sounds delicious. This totally blew my mind. Sheep's milk contains A2 proteins instead of A1. Scientists actually just recently discovered that A1 proteins in cow's milk triggers the same inflammatory response as gluten in some people. That's why they get bloated from regular cheese and not this one. And when you're on GLP-1s, digestive comfort is everything. Plus, this is more saltier and more flavorful than Parmesan. You get to use less and get more satisfaction.
And it lasts a lot longer than Parmesan too. It goes
Oh yeah, totally. Like 2 months, $10. We grate it fresh on eggs, salads, roasted vegetables, and when your food tastes amazing, you don't eat as much. You're satisfied with smaller portions. I got a question for you. Have you ever tried sheep's milk cheese before? Let me know in the comments, or is this completely new to you, or does it sound a little gross? And if you love sweets, no, you don't have to give up sweet snacks forever, but you do need ones that won't trigger food chatter in your brain. These organic crispy rollers are the bomb. Now, it's unfortunate that Sam's Club today is out of them, but grab them when you see them because, my gosh, they are so amazing and talk about satisfaction. They are definitely having a moment on TikTok right now, and for good reason. Look at these ingredients. Organic coconut milk, tapioca flour, coconut sugar, eggs, and sea salt. And here's what's crazy. Coconut contains something called MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides. Your brain can actually use that for fuel within 15 minutes. It literally bypasses your normal digestion. Fun fact, NASA actually studied this for astronauts. 1 gram of sugar per roll, but your brain gets instant energy without the crash. When you're craving something sweet and crunchy, that doesn't trigger insulin spikes and makes you want the whole box.
Tell me about your dark chocolate dessert idea.
Oh, my little recipe there, yeah. Melt a square of 85% dark chocolate, dip it in the coconut roller, still under 3 grams of sugar total.
You can also add some berries on the side, makes a complete like little snack.
Yeah, no, that sounds really good actually. $11 seems like a lot, but these last us for weeks. Clean ingredients, minimal sugar, actually satisfying. So that's smart snacking. Protein sticks for savory cravings, pecorino cheese for flavor enhancement, coconut rollers for that sweet tooth. But listen, nobody's perfect. Let me show you some great convenient options that actually work when life gets crazy. First up, liquid protein for when you just can't get enough real food protein sources on any given day. You know what's crazy? 20 years ago, I would have been calculating the exact protein to calorie ratio on these. Now I just look at one thing, 20 grams of protein, done.
You used to track every single gram.
Oh my God,
all your macros.
I was super neurotic, yeah. Everything, spreadsheets, apps, the work. But here's what I teach patients now. Just hit your protein target, your hormones handle the rest. 20 grams here, ready to drink.
Do we have any at home?
I don't know actually, do we?
I don't think so. Let's grab a few packs.
Okay, definitely. Well, maybe like 2. Nancy, one of our patients, was down to 800 calories a day, freezing cold, metabolism shut down. We got her drinking one of these bad boys between her meals, added 200 calories, 20 grams of protein. Her energy levels increased within a single week. Same low dose of the medication. I just really want to make sure you understand that. Drink it straight, blend it with berries, add it to coffee. When you're eating less volume on these medications, liquid protein can be a total game changer. Now, this is where I need to be real with you. Just bare chicken strips. Now, I don't personally eat breaded foods unless we're talking about a cheat meal here and there, but some of my patients, they have families, picky kids, and they need options.
I actually used to eat these a lot when I was single. And I know one of our patients, I think she mentioned it on one of the calls. She's got a ton of kids. And
yeah.
These helped her out.
Yeah, you were single for a pretty long time, weren't you?
Decades.
Jennifer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mother of 3 was cooking separate meals every night, very exhausting. These became her compromise. No antibiotics, no added hormones, minimal ingredients. The kids absolutely love them. She eats them herself with a nice big salad. Everyone's happy. She ended up losing 40 pounds without battling her family over what's the optimal dinner here. What are we gonna eat for dinner? Air fryer, 360 degrees for 13 minutes, restaurant quality, total game changer.
Remember when you tried them in the oven?
Yeah, they tasted like shit. Yeah, they came out totally different for sure. I recommend that you guys use the air fryer. It's kind of crazy how often good food tastes when it comes out of the air fryer. 17 grams of protein per serving. Have these with a big salad, some pecorino cheese. That's a solid meal. Okay, so is this the most optimal meal? No. But ideal and optimal is really about being consistent. And this is way better than drive-thrus in almost every cases. Progress, not perfection. Don't forget that. While we're here, let me grab these quick solutions. Members Mark Normandy Blend. This is your volume hack. Fills your plate without the carbs. Regular pasta sides, 60, 70 grams of carbohydrates. This entire bag has like 20 grams total. Broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, all very nutritious vegetables that go really nice with any sort of protein.
5 minutes in the microwave, simple.
Yeah, I think they're about 5 minutes or so. That sounds about right. Yeah, and you can also roast them too as well with a little bit of olive oil and that pecorino that we grabbed earlier, delicious. This is your micronutrient insurance when you're eating less volumes. Micronutrients means your vitamins and your minerals, all that stuff that your body needs besides actual calories.
These veggies are actually really good quality.
Yeah, they totally are. I know, the fiber helps with constipation issues as well on your GLP1s. Throw these in with that ground beef, add your favorite seasoning, dinner in 10 minutes. You see, convenience doesn't mean compromising your progress. Protein drinks, family-friendly options, veggie shortcuts all keep you on track.
Don't forget about the blueberries.
That's right. Right? Frozen blueberries for smoothies and with those coconut rollers, wild blueberries, if they have them, more antioxidant. Look at all these items. Nothing special, nothing expensive, but everything here supports staying on lower doses and improving your health overall. Okay, so let's recap what we've actually got here. Pasture-raised eggs, quality beef with the right fat content, very low sugar yogurt, ready to eat proteins, clean snacks, and vegetable volume. This isn't a special diet. This is eating real foods that work with your GLP-1 med. Here's what I need you to understand, and this is crucial. Every single thing that we've gotten today may help you stay more sensitive to your GLP-1 medication. When you eat this way and you implement the proper lifestyle interventions that we teach, things like strategic fasting, resistance training, sleep optimization, and stress management, your body will likely need less medication and you'll probably even get better results. Our patients regularly stay on 0.5 or 0.75 milligrams of semaglutide or about 5 milligrams of tirzepatide during their weight loss phases, when other clinics have people on upper and even maxed out doses. Think about that, lower doses with better weight loss, because we're protecting the muscle mass on your body. Fewer side effects, lower costs, and best of all, they're set up for a better transition into microdosing for permanent weight maintenance in the future.
How much do you think all this will cost?
You know, probably around 150 bucks, but this will be about 2 weeks of food for the both of us. 75 bucks a week for food that actually heals your metabolism. Now that's an investment. And you don't need everything at once. Start with the proteins and then add the smart swaps and then build from there.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, let's go. When our patients come in exhausted, frustrated, telling me that they've tried everything, I see myself at 22 years old all over again, standing in some random grocery store in Orange County, California, buying the same diet foods for the 5th time that year, knowing deep down that it wasn't gonna last. That shame of regaining weight over and over, I lived that for 8 freaking years. Springtime rolls around, motivated again, lose another 50 pounds, winter's back, gain it all back. The difference between success and failure isn't the medication dose or your willpower. It's understanding that insulin resistance is biology, not character flaw. When I finally discovered fasting and understood how insulin actually works, how fat and protein can work together, how to eat with my hormones instead of against them, everything changed. And that's what we teach our patients now. Not another diet, not more restrictions, but how to eat in a way that makes your body work with your weight management goals and not against them. You can do this. With the right foods, the right support, you can stay on lower doses, avoid those side effects in most cases, and then most importantly, transition into microdosing maintenance. So here's what I want you to do. First, grab that shopping list from the pinned comments of this video. Next time you're at Sam's Club, I want you to reference it. Second, pick 3 things to start with. Don't overhaul everything at once unless you're totally motivated, then yes, you should absolutely do that. Maybe it's the eggs, the oikos yogurt, and some 1815 beef. Build from there. Third, I want you to track how you feel. Not just your weight, but your energy, your cravings, your satisfaction. When you eat this way, you'll notice this within weeks. And if you're dealing with those GLP-1 side effects, if you're tired of those dose increases, if you want real support, then we are here for you. My team and I have helped thousands of patients across the nation optimize their GLP-1 weight loss journey, and we do this every single day. Book your free discovery call with one of our patient advocates. I'll drop the link in the description. This is a no obligation opportunity to see what options you have out there and to join a community with thousands of others who use these medications as a tool rather than a long-term solution. Remember what I said at the beginning, 70% of people regain their weight because they never learn how to eat properly on these medications. Don't be part of that statistic. Progress, not perfection. You've got this. And if you've enjoyed watching this video, then I want you to check out this one. This is where we broke down the base items that you should have in your home, regardless of where you shop. We'll see you guys later.